Want a free PlayStation? Yes, free. Who would have thought in November 2020, when Sony released that PlayStation 5, that we'd be sitting here almost 20 months later with no consoles on shelves and very few available with online retailers? Well, we got our hands on a disc console, but instead of teaching Prez and Teddy how to play NBA 2K, we'd like to send it to a loyal WagerTalk supporter. You can start earning entries now and repeat daily just by going to wt.buzz/PS5 and perform the social media task below to earn entries into our raffle. The contest will end at midnight on July 3rd, and a random winner will be announced on July 4th. Help us reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and grow our social media footprint, and you could be the new owner of a PS5.
Welcome at WagerTalk Today. I am Lawrence Presman. My partner in crime is back. Teddy covers a week vacation. We're going to ask you about it in 2 seconds. Just a quick lineup for the show. J Money joining us. He's going to do a deep dive into the NBA game that goes tonight. Bryan Leonard after that. He's looking at the San Diego Padres, Chicago Cubs, and the Minnesota Twins, Seattle Mariners game. And Art DiCesare at the end of the show. Remember, everybody, you're watching the best daily sports betting show on the planet. Teddy covers. You were away last week. How was it? Are you glad to be back or no?
You know, it's first day back from vacation. You're never glad to be back. You know, I had a great time in Michigan. We had a wedding this last weekend, and I got to hop around and see a bunch of old friends. And it was, I didn't wear a T-shirt the entire time, Prez. It was cold, which isn't the case now that we come back to Vegas. Nice, cold, and rainy for all the time on the lake. Yep. That said, you know, I didn't put out a lot of plays when I was gone, Prez, you know, and that was intentional. It's hard to work when you're trying to take a break. That said, we still found a way to do something. I went 2-1 in the NBA Finals, now 10-1 with the last 11 of the NBA, 62-25 in NBA action since February. We had a winning result in baseball. We were gone 3-2 in MLB, and that was all games, you know, -110, +115. You know, it was all tight price games. Now 183 in MLB since last year, up 46% return on investment. So I left winning. I came back winning. Warriors on Friday nights, the last play that I posted, passed in transit over the weekend. So we'll see if we can keep it rolling, Mr. Prez. Locked and loaded with my first 5% big ticket play here in June for tonight, $9 Monday, NBA Finals. You can get it now at WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com.
Perfect. If you guys want an NBA play for tonight, $9 Mondays, Teddy's got it for you over at WagerTalk.com. And if you want a baseball play, Teddy, I haven't lost in 8 days. I'm on an 8-0 run in baseball. And 3 of those plays were dogs, including a +125 yesterday with the San Francisco Giants. So I'm killing it, man. I'm up about 30% return already on the baseball season. I got one play up for you guys tonight, and it's also only $9. No reason. Do you want to talk about what did you learn, or you want to just move on?
That's what I learned. I learned that it's possible for me to come away with a winning result when I'm not at home. You know, I've had some rough times, and most of the time when I leave town, I don't play a lot. This vacation, we're able to get some winners in, and everybody's happy. So good to be back, Prez.
Well, glad to have you, man. Yeah, everyone's talking about the crypto crash of today, Teddy. I don't know if you know, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, the whole crypto market is just absolutely in the gutter right now. Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. But the great thing for me personally is I don't need to sell any of these things. So all it is on paper, man. You just wait it all out. What goes up comes down and vice versa.
Yes.
Still disappointing, still depressing, but what can you do? By the way, you got to take Isaac to see Top Gun. Spectacular movie. Absolutely awesome.
Okay.
There you go. Long, deep thoughts from Teddy Covers. Good to have you back. J Money joining us. What are you wearing, bro? Wow. How many
I got the glasses on.
Do you have different colored ones for every outfit?
I have like 200 pair of shades over here, Prez. I don't know if you know, but
No
like
way.
I sell these shirts. Yeah, I sell these shirts, and so if you buy a shirt from me, then support the channel. Then I send you a free pair of J Money approved glasses, guys. So it may not be this exact pair. These are a pair of my Celtic glasses here, but yeah, I probably have 300 pair of shades around here. Like I said, I send you out a free pair of shades when you get a shirt. It's been a real good season, though, guys. Teddy knows 47-13 for official plays for the NBA playoffs, guys. Just trying to keep it going today. We're just trying to cash, Prez.
That is just, those numbers are unbelievable. Congratulations, Jay. And Teddy was congratulating you too before the show started. Well, let's see this shirt and tell people where to buy it. Then we'll get into the NBA game.
Let's get some cash. This is one of my favorite shirts. Man, I have Smack City shirts, NBA Talk with Jay shirts, all that. But this is us against the bookie shirts as well. Because I always tell people I'm not competing with any other capper. It's only people we're competing with are the bookies, and we're trying to take their money, my guys. But yeah, I have a website. It's jmoneyismoney.com. But that's not what you guys are here for. You guys are here for the plays, man. And I'm ready to talk about this game 5. It's in Golden State, obviously. Teddy, you know, man, the Celtics, they're the best. I'm not going against them off a loss. They're 7-0 straight up and against the spread in the playoffs. Off a loss. I think that streak goes tonight. But what I did was I do think that we'll see more points in this game. So official play, I took team total over 103.5. They've also cashed this as well both times off of a loss from the Warriors as well. Both of their wins over the Warriors, they've cashed this total. It's all about their offense. Their defense is there. So they're going up against a much easier defense, in my opinion, than the Heat. Obviously, the Warriors still can play some defense, but they're not the caliber of Miami. So I think the Celtics really bounce back here offensively. Team total over 103.5, and I wouldn't talk a single person off waiting to the last second and taking that Celtics plus the 4. Just wait for all the Golden State money to come in, and then, yeah, it's Celtics or nothing for me. I fully believe that they still have a chance to win this series, guys.
Teddy?
So right now, Jay, I'm seeing the series price. Warriors, let's call it minus 140 / minus 145, depending on where you're able to get your wager down. But it's a scenario now that the winner tonight is going to be heavy chalk. You know, one would think Boston going home, or, for the series, Boston going home with a chance to clinch in Game 6, with Golden State needing back-to-back wins to steal the series, or vice versa. If the Warriors win here, they only need to win one of the last 2. They'll be heavy favorites. So if you have an opinion on the series, who's going to win the series prior to Game 5, is a very reasonable time to bet that opinion, looking at the last 3 games. It sounds to me like your official wager is Boston team total over. But it clearly sounded to me like, from a side standpoint, you think the Celtics are live tonight. Would you recommend a series bet on Boston right now at the plus price, in the thinking that they're going to be live to win the game this evening and will be favorites, significant favorites, should they end up with a straight-up win this evening?
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off just taking the series. And it's actually pretty interesting, right, Teddy? The fact that for the series, the Warriors are minus 140, minus 145. But for tonight's game, they're minus 165. So that's actually pretty interesting there to me. But I know for game 4, it was really big because both teams were sitting at minus 110. So it's basically you just take whoever you thought was going to win game 4 to basically win the series. So I'm actually surprised that the Warriors aren't heavier favorites, especially seeing that they were the favorites before the series, obviously, and now that they have the home court advantage again, because when we saw the Celtics go up 2-1, they were sitting at over minus $2. So this series price is very interesting, in my opinion. I believe apparently the odds makers are still thinking that the Celtics have a pretty good chance to win, even without them having the home court advantage. So, Teddy, I agree with that. If you like the Celtics, then you could sprinkle a little some on the series price plus 140. But like I say, for me, I do think the Celtics will get it done. So, yeah, I'm a Celtics backer. I'm looking at them, series price, and tonight. Ted, you know how it is.
So, are there any props that you're looking at for tonight? With the theory that you like Boston this evening, you think Boston's going to score. They're going to be offensively in tune tonight. prop wise? Anywhere you're going to go with that? There are guys in particular you're looking to highlight in terms of overs for Boston or maybe unders for Golden State? Any thought process on the props for Game 5 of the NBA Finals this evening?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, I believe Jaylen Brown is a matchup problem in this series. Obviously, Jason Tatum, his shoulder's not necessarily 100%. He's having Wiggins on him the whole time, but I believe Jaylen Brown is that key as well. I actually came on one of these I believe it was WagerTalk Today show or the NBA tip-off show. I gave out Jaylen Brown plus 1,000 for Finals MVP, and I'm still rocking with it. I believe that he's a matchup problem for the Warriors as well. If Gary Payton II can't stop him, and obviously he's not even a starter. I really believe Jaylen Brown can go out for 30 points tonight, and they need him to, right? Jason Tatum can be that guy that distributes, but Jaylen Brown's the guy that can literally get to the basket every time. They got away from that in Game 4. Last 6 minutes, every shot was a three-pointer. But for this game, I do believe they get back to going to the basket, and Jaylen Brown will be the main guy that does this. So if I were to look at a prop, I didn't bet it, but I'd be looking at Jaylen Brown over his points prop tonight.
Jay Money joining us, everybody. You can find him on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney. Jay, Teddy, last week, Steve Merrill and I were talking, mostly Steve. You just don't take the point spreads in these NBA final games. If you like Boston at +4, you're not better off, but you might as well take them on the money line. The numbers are astronomical. It is in the 90% zone that games in the NBA Finals that win, the point spread is irrelevant. So, Jay, are you comfortable with that? I know you like the Celtics over in the team total. If you don't like the over on the game, that tells me that you think Golden State will be under in the team total, and suggests that Boston on the money line might be the play.
Yeah, so I like the Celtics. I'll tell you something, Prez. Even with those stats, just me personally, if I'm getting points, I always take them. I mean, if I'm putting something on the money line, that's one thing, and I'll split the wager up, and hopefully I cash both. But there's been times, I mean, I've been betting for like 12 years now. There's been too many times where they'll lose the game, but 1 or 2 points, tight game, and I've made a rule with myself. Always, if I'm getting points, I don't care if it's 1.5. I'm taking them. And so I'll put a little something on the money line as well, but it's just something I do personally. I'm always taking those points, man, just for insurance. But I do like the over in the game. It's just that I like the Celtics more. Obviously, I hope that they can win, and I hope they can hold the Warriors under their team total because their defense has been really good as well, coming off a loss, and that's why they've been winning. Offense steps up, but the defense really clamps down. So while I do lean to the over, I'm more comfortable with only taking the Celtics team total over. That way, the game could possibly even still go under, and they cash. So I hope that makes sense. It's just one of those where I'm staying away from everything else. I really believe that the Celtics can get over that 103.5.
Beautiful.
And
Jay Money, everybody. Jay, really quick, where can people find you? What shows are you doing? Tell us what's going on.
I didn't want to take up too much time with Teddy. Did you have one more question?
Yeah, I wanted to, when it comes to the money line for tonight, we've seen every game in this series, the point spread hasn't been a factor. And yet, when it comes to a Game 5, as the pressure ratchets up, it just feels like one game in this series, the point spread's going to matter, isn't it? Or is that not the case? I mean, it hasn't mattered in years. You know, it's been like 4 times in the last 10 years in an NBA Finals game where a point spread has actually mattered. Doesn't happen a lot. There were 2 pushes and 2 losses. At the same time, like, I wouldn't be shocked if tonight's game is close and where the point spread does come into play, even though it hasn't been that case happening very often in any recent NBA Finals. That's all I want.
Exactly, Teddy.
Jay.
Yeah, and the last game was pretty close as well. The last game really could have came down to the final. I mean, obviously the Warriors were winning, but still, it was a closer type game. It wasn't a blowout. So as the series goes on, I wouldn't be surprised if we got closer games. It's just something personal I do. If I'm getting the points, and I'm taking them. But I could give that an official lean. I lean the Celtics here. It's at plus 3.5 at -105. Like I say, I feel like if you wait before game time, it will be 4s across the board. But for my play today. I'm going with Celtics over 103.5 team total. Even if 104, I still like it, guys. Go check me out on YouTube, NBA Talk with Jay. We'll have Rob Vino on the show here in about 45 minutes with special promo codes and all that good stuff, guys. So we appreciate everybody for going in and check out the channel. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Jay Money's Money. Always posting live links to the shows, and let's get some cash, my guys.
Jay Money, we love having you as part of the team, brother. Great work. Teddy, we just got a great comment in the chat room. Esteban Fajardo. Nice name, by the way. Prez, I'm up $80,000 in the last 4 weeks buying picks from WagerTalk. Mic drop. The show is over. We'll see you all tomorrow. How do you get better than that, bro? How? I guess 90K.
Yeah, I guess, guys are running good, and when you have guys that are running good and clients taking advantage of it, everybody's happy. I know that I've had a monster run. Jay's had a monster run.
Yeah.
We're not the only guys, that have had monster runs. It's been a real good spring for the Wager Talk / Sports Memo crew as a whole. So I'm glad you're able to make some money, man. Thank you for your support, and I'm glad we're able to hook you up.
Yeah, well said, Teddy. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Teddy's big game breakdown. We've got Bryan Leonard coming on to talk some baseball, and I'll get some hockey out of him, and of course, Art DiCesare. Stay with us, everyone.
Who's thinking about buying football in June? Well, with the super early bird football promotion at WagerTalk and Sports Memo, we have a few reasons why. Early bird pricing for NFL and college football combo is $8.99, but using coupon code FOOTBALL100, you can take $100 off, dropping the price to $7.99. If you purchase by June 30th and use coupon code FOOTBALL100 to get your $100 discount, we'll also toss in an additional bonus. On July 4th, we'll take the highest scoring MLB game of the day and give you $10 for every run scored. Yes, so if July 4th, the highest scoring game is 10-9, you will get $190 in wager bucks to use how you choose. This super early bird $100 discount using Football 100 and wager bucks bonus expires on June 30th with no exceptions. So if you plan to bet football this year, this is the lowest price we will offer. So act fast and lock in your favorite football handicappers in both NFL and college football through the national championships and Super Bowl.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's talk a little MLB for Monday night. Go to the fine city of Detroit, Michigan, and take a look at the Tigers and the White Sox. Looking at the Wager Talk live odds screen, let's call Chicago minus 130 right now. There are some minus 135s out there. Total 2 is a split line. There are 8s to the over, and there are 8.5s to the under. I'm going to look at the over in this ball game, and I understand the Tigers 37-20 to the under this season. They're, I think, the number 2 under team in all of baseball. Only the Astros have cashed more unders than Detroit. I understand that going in. Chicago's not, though. Chicago is hitting right now. They've cashed 4 straight overs. They pounded out 32 runs in the process. They've scored at least 6 runs in every game, and I'm not convinced in the slightest that Ronnie Garcia and an overworked Tigers bullpen behind him are primed to shut down this hot-hitting White Sox lineup, a lineup that has underachieved for a good portion of the season, but is now finding their stroke here in June. On the other side of the equation, we have Lance Lynn going for Chicago. This will be his first start of the season. He's not a trustworthy starter here. Certainly not. He's not going to go deep, even against the Tigers team that's off another shutout loss yesterday. Lynn, first start of the year, he had knee surgery. There are going to be issues. If he gets through the lineup twice, I'm sure Tony La Russa and company will be happy, and we can count on La Russa to mismanage the bullpen. It's what he does. 8, that's very reasonable. 8.5 is reasonable here. Look for the Lions. Look for the Tigers and the White Sox to get up and over the total. This is a client play for me this evening. Check it out. 8 to the over, 8.5 to the under. Get on board with the over on Monday night. There's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy Carmine Bianco just hit the chat room. Friday, I gave Carmine a lot of love. A bunch of people jumped on his package. Won every game. So shout out to Carm. Way to go, man. You still rolling, Carm? Put it in the chat room if you are. So, dude, good times with your son and your wife. It was relaxing.
Yes.
What about?
I had fun. I saw some old friends. We're on the lake a lot, dude. We went tubing, we went boating, we went fishing. We had a wedding, we had bonfires. We went kayaking, the whole 9 yards, dude. It's good.
I
good
could do
stuff.
without kayaking. I don't like sitting and I'm too old for that shit. Were you ever a camper? Camping is the worst thing in the world.
I like camping and I like kayak. I mean, I'm not going all day. We didn't do an all day kayak, but it was really good. It was good. You can't do this 365 days a year, 24/7. You have to take a mental break. And I feel better now than I did before I left. So, and we'll get another one in, around the All-Star break in MLB. And I'll feel better then. It's,
I'm not on the show tomorrow. I got to fly to New York for a dinner. Literally flying to New York for a dinner. Anyway, Carmine Bianco, 24-7 run. Way to go, brother. And I won't be on the show on Wednesday. Teddy, did you know what went down on Monday? Johnny, me, and Rick were in a meeting, and then Johnny was like, Teddy's here, and then he wanted to put you on the phone, and I was screaming at him, no, I am on a Teddy-free week. Don't put him on the phone. But then I did hear your voice in the background. But it was okay. It was okay. Didn't upset me that much. Best part about the week?
Limited contact. That was fine. We were like two ships passing in the night.
Yeah. Well, I was thrilled to have some separation, bro. But I'm glad to have you back. Bryan Leonard, where might you be? How are you, my friend?
In Las Vegas right now, man. I'd love to go. The Indians are playing, or the Guardians. The Guardians are playing in Colorado, and I want to fly up to Colorado just to get out of the heat for a couple days. I can't find anybody that wants to go. So if you guys want to meet me in Colorado, let's go, man.
Yeah, why would I want to meet you in Colorado? Like, what would I even do there? It is not ski season.
We'll find out. It's a big city. It's Denver. We'll have some fun. We'll go to a couple of Rockies games, and all right. Well, first off, Teddy's always asking me questions on the show. I got a question for Teddy. The game that you had mentioned may have some weather concerns. Do you have any problem playing that in the first 5 over?
I don't have any problems playing the first 5 over. I'm not convinced that the game is going to go. If it goes, I think it'll be, and I put that in my write-up on the game. I'm like, if this game goes, I like it over. But there is a decent chance for rain. As you mentioned, there's a line of storms going through. Wouldn't argue with the first 5 over, but I don't love the first 5 overs when there's weather brewing because sometimes that strike zone gets a little bit wide early. So I wouldn't talk you out of it. I like the full game over better than the first 5.
Bri, before we get into let's do baseball. San Diego minus 130 against the Cubs today. How do we bet this game?
I'm looking at the San Diego team, plus 48 runs on the season, the Cubs minus 42. So basically you've got a 90-run differential, which is basically 1.5 runs per game between these two teams. Cubs 11-20 at home this season, 11-19 against teams with a winning record. They just got their asses handed to them up in New York. They got lucky the second game of the series. They got a pretty good starting pitcher spot, and they had one guy they called up, and he threw like 40 pitches in relief. So they do have some pitchers that hadn't pitched a lot. But yesterday they had a bunch of guys go from the bullpen. Day before, everybody went through the bullpen. So I do have some concerns. The guys in the back of the bullpen did not pitch yesterday or the day before. That's one good thing about the Cubs. But the Cubs were a team coming into the season I really didn't expect much of. and they got off to a pretty good start. Well, now they're down, they're 13 games below 500. They only have a 14-run differential over the Cincinnati Reds. We saw how they started this season. This is a Cubs team right now, especially from a pitching standpoint, that they're really struggling. San Diego's starting to hit a little bit. They're 7-3 their last 10 games. Luke Voigt, a big power bat, has hit 3 home runs in the last week or so. I like San Diego here. I think the line's cheap. Going against the line move as money came in on Steele and Chicago in this home game for the Cubs. But San Diego on the road, 20-11. And we've got the Cubs at home, 11-20. And it, to me, is just too much going on here. The Padres are clearly the better team. They're starting to find the stroke a little bit. Even the bottom of the order is starting to hit a little bit. So I'm going against the line move, which really I don't like to do for the most part. But I'm seeing a lot of value here on the San Diego Padres.
So let me ask you this, Brian. When the Cubs are now 6 straight, they're not hitting, and yet you talked about how earlier in the season you thought that this lineup had at least some potential. I remember you coming on Cover It with Teddy Covers on Sirius XM channel 159, talking about how the Cubs were a team that has at least offensive potential. Like their pitching's not good, but offensively, the Cubs are going to cash some overs. This lineup's going to hit. That hasn't been the case during this skid. They've been ice cold offensively. Would you look perhaps at that lineup to cranking a little bit here in the next, today or this week, and maybe look at an over in this ball game? Or is this a Cubs team? We just want to fade them right now, and the price is right with Diego as road chalk.
Yeah, I wouldn't have much of a problem playing the over here because I think Justin Steele's a little bit overrated. You see on StatCast page, he's got a lot of red, which is good, but he does walk 12.3% batters, which is bad. What is interesting from a batted ball profile, Justin Steele, barrel percentage, 1.4% on the season. He's not that type of pitcher. He's a decent pitcher, but he's not 1.4%. So we've been very lucky from a barrel percentage. And you take a look at Darvish, his is still good at 7.2, but nobody's like Justin Steele. He's been very lucky in that regard here. And you've got a Padres team right now. Nomar Mazara, they brought him up. Lifetime bench, a minor leaguer other than playing for the Detroit Tigers and having one good year or so. But he just made the lineup, which gives him a little bit more power. I see this Padres team scoring a little bit more runs than what they had in the past. And when you take a look at the pitch selections here, I'm not a huge fan of guys who throw a lot of fastballs, especially when they don't have great fastballs. Now, Justin Steele's got a decent fastball, but he still throws fastballs 57% of the time. And I don't like that. As opposed to you, Darvish, he throws 6 pitches 5% of the time, fastballs 25%. Only half the time, even less than half the time, throwing fastballs compared to Justin Steele. Major league hitters can hit fastballs, which is one of the reasons why the barrel percentage of 1.4 is ridiculous. You're talking about something that's going to have some regression. That's going to come. It may come tonight, but I like the Padres in this matchup. I think the line's very cheap.
Bryan Leonard joining us, everyone. It's $9 Mondays, as we've spoken about. Teddy's got a 5% in the NBA. I got a baseball play up going for 9 in a row. Bri, what do you got going?
I've got 3 plays up in baseball today, and as in the last hour, I just put up a first quarter bet in the NBA on tonight's game. So I've got 4 plays up today. You can get the 3 baseball all in one package for only $9 on today's card.
Nice, Brian. Minnesota Twins playing against Seattle, plus 110. How do we bet this game?
I'm liking the Twins here. I think the line's a little bit cheap once again. You've got a Minnesota team hitting very well, even the guys that they have had to call up. Larnish, Miranda's starting to come around. Max Kepler's having the best year of his career. Luis Ariz, the guy is hitting like 400 this month. If he doesn't do a lot other than get on base, but he's hit a couple of home runs, and he's been unstoppable. He didn't get hit yesterday. I think it's the first time all month he hasn't gotten a hit. But the Minnesota Twins are playing very well right now. Seattle's got some talent on the team, but I just don't think they hit very well. We'll take a look at the pitchers in this matchup. You've got Chris Archer and Chris Flexen, and I wouldn't stand in the way going against either one of these pitchers at any time. You take a look at the barrel percentages. You've got Chris Archer at 11.1. You got Chris Flexen at 10.4. The reason I prefer Archer here is you take a look at his numbers from last year compared to this year. His fastball's up about 1.5 miles an hour. His other pitches are up about 1 mile an hour. Chris Flexen's never been a guy who threw the ball hard, and he's down 2 miles an hour on his fastball, 2 miles an hour on his breaking pitches. He's just not having a good season. A lot of blue across the board for both of these on the pitcher list situation here, but I prefer Chris Archer here, and I much prefer the Minnesota offense over the Seattle offense. So give me Minnesota here as a slight underdog.
Teddy is muted.
So real
Teddy,
quick, Brad, we
can't hear you, my brher.
I didn't
Go ahead,
myself.
Teddy. I can hear you, Teddy. Go ahead. Okay.
You can
Wow,
hear me?
Brian, that's
Yeah. I didn't
Ladies and
touch
gentlemen,
anything. So I'm not
Bryan
supposed to
Leonard
be
with the
muted.
most impressive hearing on the planet. He has found his superpower. He is Hearing Man. Hearing Man. You need a song, Brian. Maybe you can get on the Avengers text list. That's impressive. Bri, Tampa Bay, Colorado, man. You've awesome. I have a deep respect for your hockey thoughts. Series price. There's a lot of people talking Tampa Bay plus 1.5. It's minus 150. I don't love it. Would you see any series type bet here?
I've got nothing right now. I want to see how these two play out. Colorado's played against a lot of teams with pretty good offenses, and they're going against the Tampa Bay team where the offense hasn't been that great, but you've got a Hall of Fame goalie in there who's been hot as hell, and you don't have that from Colorado. Colorado's actually had some pretty bad goaltending, but like I said, they have played some pretty good offenses. I want to see how this first game plays out before I get involved. If Colorado, scores 3 goals at the most in this one, I may want to take Tampa the rest of the way because it's a step up game defensively against this Tampa Bay team, and they've got all the experience. I know Colorado's one of those teams that's usually in the second round and they're out, but they didn't make it this year. Now we'll see what they do. I think they've gotten rid of that reputation, but I like both these teams. They're two really good teams playing the championship. Wouldn't surprise me if they're two best teams. As Tampa really tanked it a little bit in the regular season as they were just getting ready for the playoffs. But for me, it's going to be interesting to see, and I want to watch that first game and see how it plays out before I make any moves. I'll be passing on one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fascinating series. Tampa Bay, I think they were at the 6th best record in all of hockey, and they had to play 2 teams in Toronto and the Panthers who were in the top 5 in all of hockey. And Colorado, I mean, really, Edmonton, St. Louis, Nashville, much easier route. So Brandon Katz got Tampa Bay plus 1.5 and minus 130. I like that bet, but not minus 150 or more. I think that's getting up there. Bryan Leonard, everyone. Brian, thanks for joining us, brother. Teddy, is your volume working? He's refreshing. Art DiCesare joining us, everyone. Art, let's start right off the bat with hockey. Stanley Cup playoffs are in front of us. What type of bets are you seeing? Are you taking? And what are your thoughts in the series?
Prez, it's been nothing but Tampa money. If you just look at where we opened the series, we opened at Colorado minus 200. You're looking at Colorado minus 175 right now. So the take back on Tampa was plus 175, now plus 155. People very happy to take the plus money with Tampa. And even in game 1, we opened Colorado minus 170 game 1, now minus 154. So, not crazy amount of money on Tampa for game 1, but significant enough to move it over 10 cents. And a little bit of a over money has come in. We had it 6 flat minus 110. It's now over minus 115. So I think people look at that 6. It's not the 5.5. It's not the 6.5. So, you always got the out, I guess, with the push. So people are happy to take the over So a little bit of over money coming in, but I think the big thing is the money you've seen that has come in for Tampa to win the series. Because, I know Brian had talked about Colorado was kind of that team in the West that had looked to break through. They finally have broken through. But, Tampa is just incredible. They're four of the best defensemen in the world, the best goalie in the world, the coaching, the pedigree, everything that they do. Myself, I grabbed Tampa plus 170 the other night to win the series. I like Tampa in the series. I think it's going to be a long series, but I do think Tampa ends up winning 3 straight cups.
Wow. Teddy?
Can you guys hear me now? Can you see?
Teddy.
Yeah,
Art DiCesare, nice to see you, my friend. Apparently now my camera. Are there issues there? Because you can only see the top of my head, but I'll slink down in the chair.
yeah,
and
the microphone is terrible. It's really bad. I'm sorry, my brother.
Caused a 5-minute delay on the show because you couldn't hear me and everyone else could. Let's not have your.
Don't say that, Teddy. Don't. No. I am not taking bait and getting into an issue with you. If I can't hear you, other people can't hear you. We are all running the same damn system. Okay, so stop with that nonsense. Dan, how is Teddy's microphone on your end? Yeah, it's not terrible. Go ahead, Teddy. We'll push through it.
Sure. Sorry. I was told that other people could hear me and you couldn't. So that's why I gave that information over the air. Art, let's talk about NBA for tonight. We've done a little NHL finals preview. Let's talk about the money coming the last couple of games. It feels like the public is kind of stayed a little bit, but not heavy. The wise guys seem to be on Boston a little bit, but not heavy. What are you seeing for Game 5 this evening?
I think that's a great way to break it down, Teddy. I think public is very happy to take Golden State. I know when I was on last week and we talked, well, why is the series price minus 110 both ways? And that's because we had to protect ourselves about, Golden State. We can't make Golden State plus money because everyone will flood and take Golden State. I'm with you. Wise guys, sharper bettors are very happy to take the Celtics in any type of spot, whether it's a game or series or anything. These games have all kind of been rinse and repeat. -3, -3.5. We opened at 3. It's now 3.5. Total's the thing that's seen the movement. Open 212, now 210.5. So good under money's come in. So this is like the classic zigzag series that you always talk about. And we did talk about props last week, and there was one prop that I wanted to actually get out there that we've seen good money come in on. We opened Jason Tatum points 26.5. We moved it to over -120, -125. We eventually had to move it to 27.5. So the Tatum over points has been a big prop that has been bet. And that's basically public money that's come in. But, when you're going to move a guy a point and then who knows, maybe by tip-off, we move him another half point or point, that I thought was significant enough to talk about. So Jason Tatum points over has been a big bet.
Art DiCesare joining us. Teddy, you want to keep
from
going?
A total standpoint. Yeah. Well, absolutely.
Nobody can hear you.
From a total standpoint,
Teddy,
we've seen zigzag there as well.
Go ahead, Teddy. Just tough through
I don't know what to do right now. So you take over, Lawrence.
Okay. Art, I got a question for you, Art, in regards to the money line and the spread. We're taking we've spoken a lot last week about these point spreads not really factoring in. Are you seeing a lot of people when they come bet Boston, say tonight at plus 3.5, plus 4? Are you seeing them taking more money line bets now as we're in the finals, or is it still pretty much spread bets?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that you guys brought it up because it's a great point. I think the recreational bettors are still going to take the points. They just are so used to, hey, it's Boston, I'll take the 3.5, or it's Golden State, I'll take the 3.5. More of the season type of bettors are going to be happy with just laying a short money line favorite, especially in a finals game. This isn't a regular season game where you're worried about maybe your units and this, that, and the other. There's only a couple NBA games left, so if you got to lay -160 on a money line, that's what you're going to do. So point spread has not been that important in any of these games, obviously, and that's why I said it's like a rinse and repeat thing. Even when we go back to Game 6 for Boston, whether Boston wins or loses tonight, you're going to have the same thing, a spread that probably opens at 3 and gets to 3.5, 4 tops. It's just, that's what it's going to be all these games. So you can kind of just play the money line, like you said, and figure it out that way.
Teddy, the Bumbo welcomes you back, but is your microphone back? He's refreshing. Sorry, guys, this happens from time to time. It doesn't happen often, but remember, you're still watching the best daily sports betting show on the planet. Art Baseball tonight. What are you seeing out there? Any bets that you like? Any big action that is coming on that you're seeing, that you're taking?
Sure. The 2 games I'd want to touch on. Pirates at Cardinals. We opened Cardinals minus 190. It's now minus 178. It's actually been some decent public money on the Pirates, which is, a little bit surprising, but I think that is the public play to kind of hit on. And the sharp play is Marlins at Phillies. I know the Phillies have been hot. They won 8-9 in a row and then just lost the other night, but sharp money on the Marlins. And this is definitely an Alcantara play. Guy's been incredible. He's got a whip under 1, ERA 1.6. We opened Phillies minus 145. It's now minus 128. Trying to get some buyback on the Phillies. Nothing but sharp money early for the Marlins in that Phillies game.
Oh, there Teddy is. Brother, your mic doing good?
No, now the sound my computer and not my earbuds. I'm doing the best I can. It's good to be.
It's all good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it stinks,
Yes.
but you got one question.
Art.
Yes.
I wanted to total for tonight. We've seen zigzag, just like the side. The total's gone over, under, over, under. Are we seeing bettors looking at the over, or are we seeing bettors looking at the under, playing this series is about to tighten up? It's going to be tough in the fourth quarter. Which way are we seeing now?
Well, tonight we've definitely seen the theory of it's going to tighten up. A Game 5 where it's 2-2, probably is going to have a Game 7 type feel to it. Total was 212, now 210.5. That's a 1.5 move, but could be significant. So good under money has come in so far.
Art DiCesare. Art, what do you got to promote? And then we're moving on, my brother.
As always, guys, it's a pleasure to be here with you, Teddy. We missed you last week. It's good to see you again. And, Westgate, guys, it's, to me, the number one sports book in the country, in Vegas, whatever you want to call it. You come down to the Westgate with football season fast approaching. Anything you need as far as the app or anything, just come down, ask for me. I'll answer all the questions you have or anything you need. You come down, you ask for Arthur DiCesare at the Westgate, and I'll be more than happy to help you with anything you need, guys.
Nicely done. Art DiCesare, everyone. Teddy, I don't want this show to end. Bitcoin's gone up $1,000 since we started. We're just gonna keep the show running all day. You and I'll go away. It'll just be an empty screen. But anyway, my brother, it's time for the daily presidential address. All right, welcome everybody to the daily presidential address. It is Monday. It is $9 Monday over at WagerTalk.com, and a massive shout out to Teddy Covers. He's got a 5% play tonight going in the NBA. 10-1 run. Teddy is rolling absolutely in dominant fashion. So if you want an NBA bet for tonight, he is your $9 handicapper over at WagerTalk. As for me, I've won 8 baseball games in a row. I'm up 30% return already in baseball this year, and I have one baseball play up for tonight. As for your free bet, so we're starting the rollover again. It's Monday. I will text Steve Merrill a play for tomorrow if I win. And again, for Wednesday, remember, I am away tomorrow, and Wednesday I'm flying into New York City for one dinner. But, It's business. That happens. Anyway, we're going to take advantage of the line move in the NBA game, guys. It has dropped 1.5 points. We're going to go with over the total of 210.5 in the NBA game tonight. As I told you guys, I'm putting $20 on this bet. If it wins tomorrow, I put the entire amount on the next bet and so on and so forth until Friday. So the rollover has begun. It is the over in the NBA game. We are done, guys. Tomorrow we got a great show. Make sure to join us. Teddy will be working with Steve Merrill. Other than that, have yourselves an incredible night tonight. Teddy, wave goodbye, brother. We're out of here.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, when all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.